Hey, I know last time I was telling you guys we would be doing Lei-Fei in Virtua Fighter 5 quest mode, but of course that was at the time in Virtua Fighter 4, and I was forgetting the game that falls chronologically between Virtua Fighter 4 and Virtua Fighter 5, and that is Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, and more specifically it is Virtua Fighter 10th Anniversary, which is tucked away in the options menu under special on Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. So we have to stop through Virtua Fighter 10th Anniversary here, play a little Lei-Fei in this baby, and see how that turns out. 10th Anniversary uses the animations and characters from Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution in a simulated Virtua Fighter 1 style game, so it's a little weird. I saved doing the control setup this time just so you guys could see it. It's really not that cool, but it's fastest for me if I go to type C, and then I just tab to the outside on these, and that works out. And guard is there. Circle I need to be punch. That is, oh, I went the wrong way. Okay, and alright, well, wasn't that exciting? We have to set this. You have to set your options every time because 10th Anniversary, this little free game that came and tucked away in the options menu, does not save its own options, so that's sort of, you know, one small downside to an otherwise free game, so who cares? We'll do hard. This stuff is all fine. There are two routes in the game. You can fight through just characters from Virtua Fighter 1, or you can fight through characters starting from Virtua Fighter 1 and then going up through 2, 3, 4, and 4 Evolution. I'll probably try to do both with Lei-Fei, so let's start in the classic mode. Virtua Fighter 1. Lei-Fei, of course, first came along in Virtua Fighter 4. So, he does have a model in Virtua Fighter 1 that's done, or in the Virtua Fighter 1 route and in this game. Actually, wait, no, he's not in the Virtua Fighter 1 route. He's in the Evolution route as an enemy. Anyway, he has a Virtua Fighter 1 style model in this game, but of course it had to be created new for this game. It didn't actually come from Virtua Fighter 1, and actually it wasn't. It was created for Virtua Fighter 4. It's a unlockable in Kumite mode, which is what the early version of Quest mode there is called. In fact, I just unlocked it myself in the last video, playing as Lei-Fei in Kumite mode in Virtua Fighter 4. I got to first Dan rank, and that unlocks the Virtua Fighter 1 model, and then you can like play Kumite as a low polygon Virtua Fighter 1 style character, which is pretty rad. Virtua Fighter 5 don't have that. So we're all set with options. I'm still going to keep babbling, but we'll try to actually get some playing going on in the background. They do have two models for each character, one with one of each of their main costumes. There's Lei-Fei, and there's Lei-Fei. Well, I'll use one for both, so why not? Shaolin Kung Fu. Job a monk, hobby prayer. Now I can't see the very top of the screen. I have a t-shirt draped over it to hide the health meters, and that is because they have this horrible flickering effect. It was not in Virtua Fighter 1, it wasn't in any of the early Virtua Fighter games, it was somebody added it to this game. It's a terrible flickering when the health bar decreases. It's like a 60 hertz flicker, and it really, my eyes do not like it. So I have to drape something over the screen to hide it. That's also why this video only comes to you in 30 frames a second, not my usual 60 frames a second. I only record this game at 30 frames because I don't want to be responsible for inflicting that 60 hertz health bar flicker from this game on anyone. So you only get 30 frames. That avoids the flicker, and the world is saved. Yeah, the original Virtua Fighter 1, actually only ran at 30 frames a second. But this game, which is trying to sort of emulate Virtua Fighter 1 in outward respects and some inward respects, it still does run at 60. They weren't going that hardcore.
Fight 2! Ready? Go!
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just mashing buttons to see what happens. I got used to a certain number of his moves, sort of bashing my way through Kumite mode in 4. Of course, this is the moveset from 4 Evolution, so there will be additions and changes. And wow. Look at the guns on that monk. And I have no idea what they are, so whoa, I think that might have been a little new. But I mean, I'm sure even in just 4 itself, there are plenty of moves I haven't seen, because Lei-Fei in particular is has such a sort of maze of different stances and moves that result from them. I'm sure there are paths of his discipline that I have not wandered down. Oh, nice. Now, I can't see the health meter, so I don't know how close I or Sarah here are to being knocked out. Which can lead to some silly situations, but unfortunately I just mashed that one out. And this game is set to hard, but for the first 3 matches or so, which it calls rounds, it isn't very hard, no matter what. And here, it starts to maybe get a little hard. Oh. I should be doing attacks on the characters when I knock them down, because you really have a big window to do it in this game. Lucky you and doing it to me. Well, see, I couldn't tell how close I was to death. I suspected that was not going well. Alright. So maybe I should actually focus on what moves I have here. I think they gave Lei-Fei a bunch of... So Lei-Fei's first appearance was in 4, so maybe they felt they still had a lot of work to do on him, because he seems to have a lot of new stuff he's doing here, just with me pushing the same old buttons I was pushing in 4 that didn't quite do all of these things. So I'm feeling kind of like they revamped him a lot, which is fine. He did have... There was a certain... Whoa, oh, that's right, I remember seeing that in one of these games. He's got this, like, step out to the side move. It's not a sidestep, it's just its own thing. In fact, there are no sidestep moves in this game because there were no sidestep moves in Virtua Fighter 1. Sidestepping first came on in Virtua Fighter 3, where it had its own new separate 4th button, although they merged that back into the other buttons in 4. But so there was no sidestepping prior to 3, so this is supposed to be like Virtua Fighter 1, so it doesn't allow you to sidestep at all, which I liked. That was kind of why I started playing this game when I found out about it, because I was trying to find ways to play Virtua Fighter without sidesteps because I didn't like them. Now it's interesting, you can side roll. I wonder if you could do that in... I guess you probably could do that in the first Virtua Fighter. I don't know though, because I don't have it. So you can't sidestep, you can side roll. That's tactically useful to get away from the edge of the ring. Guess we haven't had a ring out yet this time around, have we? Uh-oh. Whoa! Yeah! Delayed. Didn't get any follow-up there. Jeez. Opted good. Oh, yeah, so that was back punch kick, I think. Whack! That's quite the uppercut.
Go!
Whoop, too slow to beat her. Ooh. Well, that was nifty pie. Go back punch kick. Oh no! Oh, too fast. No, I went for the down attack there. That's up plus punch. Every character can do that. It causes them to leap in the air and come down on the prone opponent, but Pi was too fast for me. Rolled out of the way and counterattacked. That was all she wrote. Except, I'm back.
Fight 1. Ready? Go!
Oh, well, third time's the charm. No, I got ahead of myself. Whoa. Bonk, that's his standard forward throw. Oh, there's your throw. Thanks, Kai. I have the music turned down. The the sound settings in this game are a little strange, but well, the sound balance is a little off, I think. Which, you know, it was obviously a kind of small little thing they put together for fun for the 10th anniversary. Didn't get a full release anywhere. Got special little separate standalone releases in Japan and Europe as a... In Europe it was a pre-order bonus. In Japan it was just a thing you had to order. But anyway, the sound setting is weird. At the default setting and balance, you can set music and sound level. So two different sort of sliders. But at the default balance level, some of the music tracks, I forget which ones. It's one that occurs a lot. It's like a little riff that plays, but then there's one with like metal percussion drums type things or something. Anyway, it was just really doing it was just like little bass hits from this brass drum or something where just did I say bass hits? Bass hits were just really actually hurting my ear through my headphones. It was really weird. It's just like the sound balance on a certain part of the audio was just spiking up too high in one or two of the music tracks. So I had to turn the sound balance down until it stopped. Those tracks stopped hurting my ears, which is why it's a little quiet, because most of the music and most of the parts of the music don't have that problem. It's just like a couple instruments and a couple beats. It's really I've never run into a problem like that in a game before. So that's too bad. So we're missing a little of the impact of the music, but at least not getting the bad ear impact of a bit of it. So you see, I've taken all these measures to ensure the safety of my viewers. Audio and visual in this game are both a little crazy. I don't think they put this game through a very rigorous testing procedure. It would be interesting to know, like, what the sort of, design and discussion process behind this game was. Because it is a pretty quirky little thing. Dong! I love that sound. Dong! Oh no, I missed! Ooh, whoa. I don't think I'd seen that particular little slide before. Jeez. He's a machine. So that went pretty well. This, I think, is the last final stage. Technically, it's called the final. There's that side step. That's like down, forward, punch, and kick. Uh-oh. So Akira is technically the boss. This is technically the final stage. Once you get past him, you do get to a bonus stage against that weird liquid, sometimes liquid metal female character named Durao, who I guess is supposedly in some, I don't know where this part of the story came from, maybe the anime, who knows, but she was supposedly Kage's mom or something, was taken by this evil corporation, and it's all pretty standard fighting game, stupid stuff. Turned into this evil robot. Whoa! There you see them crazy high moon style jumps they copied from Virtua Fighter 1. Those aren't my favorite thing to do, but that's what they did. Ooh. Oh jeez, Akira. No, it's getting bad. No, that was stupid. Oh, I should have done it. Oh no. Ooh, he almost... I did a lot of dumb stuff there. Like, I kept kicking at him getting up. I mean, he was obviously on his guard the whole match. Oh yeah. Watch out now, Akira. I got my spirit up. Oh, not on my shin there. Detected my non-spirit area in my body. Oh, gosh. I think I'll uppercut him, but no. There I tried to kick him again. Kick me in the shin again. Oh, this is going poorly. Oh, it went really badly. Well, things were going so well. And I started screwing up. Now sometimes... Sometimes I find I just have to give up on trying to fight him normally and sort of play on the counterattack.
Ready? Go!
Like that. Block and go, then go for a throw. Oh, but see, there he was. No. Oh, now he's playing cagey. I'm in trouble. Bye. Oh yeah, you don't fall through space. You just fall down to the black floor. Well, so that didn't work. I have to be a little more selective about it. Hey, that'll work. So you can definitely get pressured into a dangerous position because you can't step back out of the way. Once you're back down like that, you can try to go forward, but if your opponent's blocking you, you're in trouble. You can try to do a big moon jump over them. Well, now he's doing it to me. Oh boy. Well, I could have rolled to the side. Jeez. I got steamrolled. It was steamrolling back and forth in that match.
Fight one. Ready? Go!
Whoop! Hey, I was adjusting my microphone. Give me a break. See, now he's already got me backed up into a... I should have jumped on him. Jump! Oh no! He's too fast. Oh no, I shouldn't try to... Oh man. Nope. I mean, he isn't able to counter attack me fast enough when I try to kick him, so maybe it's not so bad. Which kind of surprises me, like, actually... Oh, well, that didn't... Kind of surprised he doesn't have a better counterattack for when he blocks my wake-up kick. Didn't that time, but he... Stupid. Well, I gotta stop trying to kick him on wake-up. It's just... It's not hurting me super bad, but it's not helping. Oh, well, I'm not finding anything better to do. No, too slow. Whew. Well, I got a little different thing going when I knocked him down, so that helped. I'm pumped.
Fight one.
Alright, now.
Go.
Last time I was here as Lao, I didn't get anywhere against Dural. You see in the lower right it says bonus round, so you can't continue here because it's just considered a bonus. If you beat her, you get some extra points or something. I don't think you get points in this. I don't think you get a different ending at all, either way.
Fight two. Ready?
Just bragging rights, really. Oh, but... Oh, wow! Oh no, this isn't going well. She jumped all the way over me. Oh man. Well, my surplus is off to you, ma'am. Please don't hurt me anymore. But that was just a bonus round, so they let you go on to the credits anyway. You beat Akira, that's all they care about, I guess. Here are all the console releases of Virtua Fighter games. There was all this weird picture discs on the Saturn. I never had a Saturn. VF2 on the Saturn. I think they had music on them too, those portrait series. They had like a song. Some of them are better regarded than others, apparently. Oh, Dural had one. Pre-rendered pictures of Dural, man. Virtua Fighter Kids, which is the one I probably know the least about. Sort of super deformed version. Virtua Fighter 3 in the arcade. Arcade releases too. 3TB Dreamcast, which I had and barely played because I made a really bad first impression. 4 on PS2, which was the first one I really got into. And of course, Evolution on PS2, which is what this is on. And then it doesn't show it here because that would be in the future, but they did come out with a version in the arcade called Virtua Fighter 4 Final Tuned, I think. I think that's how it was written.
Game
Which,
over.
I don't know, it just had more tweaks. I don't think they added any more new characters. No, they didn't add any new characters to that one. But that one did not get a console release. So that was the VF1 route, so now we'll go and see the other characters to face in the Evolution route. There is one character who's the same, well, not counting Dural, but the rest are different. They're always in the same order in either route. They're always the same characters in the same order each time you do the VF1 route or each time you do the Evolution route. But between the two, they have different characters, so that's something. Oh, I forgot, you can, shoot, I kind of like, I don't know, that's not as cool as that. Never mind, I'm just being stupid. Okay. Lei-Fei, sub-costume. Press and hold start, as is typical in the Virtua Fighter games, and we'll be this guy. I don't know if you're allowed to list prayer as your hobby if you're a monk. I mean, that's kind of, for one thing, it's your job. Can you really count that as a hobby? And I mean, everybody just assumes that what you're doing anyway, so when they ask you your hobby, they want to know what else you do. What do you do for fun? And don't say you do prayer for fun, that's stupid. Well, it's interesting, this is Akira in his other costume, I guess. Just standing there like a complete blockhead.
Fight 2. Ready? Go!
Am I going crazy? He is in a different costume, right? So I wonder if... I don't know.
Excellent.
Jeez, Akira. You all of a sudden got dumb. I hope I just laid some massive disrespect on him right there, because he didn't even try. You're not giving the fans a show, Akira. Hopefully Lion won't try, though. I don't like Lion. I don't like fighting Lion. He got that annoying voice. And, you know, that for me, that even carried into not wanting even to play him. But then, for some reason, I got him to play him a little bit a couple weeks ago. And he's fun. He's fun to play. He's fast. Got some crazy moves.
Ready? Go!
Okay. Now, me from Lei-Fei, like I'm not a smart fighting game player. I can't memorize all this stuff. I mean, maybe I will, like 80 years from now or something. But so I just have to kind of play by feel and instinct. And so when a character's moveset just works well that way for me, then I'll do well, and if I find their moves unintuitive, then I'll just always struggle. And Lei-Fei, I can sometimes get into a pretty decent flow where stuff is just going pretty well, you know? Then if I stop and try to think about it, it all falls apart. And that's the problem with not actually studying. I just feel it, man. Of course, this is starting back over from the beginning, still on hard, but first 3.5 fights, not really ones to make you break a sweat at all. Oh, Shun's showing us something here. Well, that was not the right move there, Mr. Shun. So yeah, you can unlock this model in Virtua Fighter 4 and use it in Kumite or Versus or anything. If you've made a AI character like you can do in 4, you can give, and they get up to first stand in Kumite, you can give them this model. This low poly model, I mean. And you know, it's in there against other, like, more full-fledged PlayStation 2 detail level characters, so it's pretty funny. I think it's funny. Alright, so stage 4. I always have to watch out for Aoi. She always surprises me by how fast her strikes are, and then she's got, like, she's not really an all-strike character, she's not a throw character, she's this strange gray area, or I should say blue area, since that's what her name supposedly means, but she's like the blue area of the moon. So I don't know what Aoi is doing. See, like that. Well, that didn't work out for her. Nice try, Aoi, you and your weird tricks. I just kicked you backwards. You did it. How do you feel about that? Oh, I did the wrong move out of that stance. Oh no. Oh. Oh no, too slow. No. See, that's where I started trying to do specific moves arbitrarily, and not great. Not great choices made. You can continue as much as you want. You unlock these VF1 models for the characters in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution's Kumite, or not Kumite, they don't call it Kumite anymore in Evolution, they call it Quest Mode. You unlock them there not by getting into a rank, but by buying them in a shop. They have shops added in Evolution and Quest Mode. No shops in 4, it's nice and simple in 4, but anyway, so I forget how much it costs. It seemed like a lot when I looked at it. I don't know how long it would actually take to
Fight 2.
save up your G's, as they're called. Just letter G. I don't know what that stands for. Gold. Obviously. Duh. Save up your gold coins that you earn in quest mode to unlock the low poly version of your character, but that's something that you can shoot for. Whoa, nice! Oh no. Oh jeez. Or you can just go to the menu, options, and pick special and play Virtua Fighter 4 10th Anniversary, and here they all are. No G's necessary. Whoa, he turned around, so I got a back throw on him. Sweetness. I love all the throw animations. They're so cool. Well, most of them are. Oh. Aw, deflected. Totally by chance, but alright. Well, I didn't deflect the rest of them. I'm beating myself. Oh, where's that other stance? I want to do the fancy stance. Okay. I can't go into my fancy stance. This isn't fair. Whoa! We both whiffed the same thing, and then he got a pretty vicious throw. Yeah, I'm too good for myself. That was confusing.
Fight 1. Ready? Go!
Shoot. I have trouble against Lei-Fei. Oh, what? Huh? What? Did I just run around the world? What the heck just happened? I'm so confused right now, and I still lost. Was that a bug?
Fight 2. Ready?
Okay, stage 5. I'm gonna have to come back and look at the recording of this, because that was weird. I mean, is that a move? I don't know. Oh, I could have jumped on it. Man, that was just nuts. It looked like way too fast to be an intentional animation, but what do I know? I have no idea what I was doing with the controls that could have triggered that. Man, he went down. I wonder if I wonder if the AI in this has a sort of thing where if they beat you, then they kind of rank down a little and go a little easier on you. I wonder, because he didn't seem nearly as to be putting out nearly as much as a fight after I continued there. And again, maybe I just learned not to do a lot of stupid stuff against him? Maybe, but probably not. I'll still do lots of stupid stuff. So we are going through the characters as they were added to the series. Well, Lei-Fei and Vanessa here both came along in Virtua Fighter 4. Which means we only have the new characters from 4 Evolution to go. And you may know who those will be. Oh, I blew it. But I won't spoil it. We may or may not be almost there. Oh no! Okay. Owie. Oh, well, you're not Owie. You're Vanessa. This is where my not knowing very many moves hurts me because I start to run out of ideas and, I don't know, just do stupid things instead of smart things. Well, I never do smart things, but just ever more disastrous things. But we got through it. So, this is Brad Burns, who first appeared in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution and took one of Vanessa's martial arts, Muay Thai kickboxing. Oh, geez, and he is going to town with it. Watch out for Brad. He's a quick guy. Quick guy. Oh, wow. I didn't feel like he had hit me that much, but maybe he just hit me so darn fast, I forgot about it. Or I didn't even see. Well, that might leave a mark. Should have thrown him. Had a chance. Ugh. Ah, dang it. I suppose the problem I have with Brad, same with Vanessa, but not as much as that, you know, Brad and the other new character who come along in Evolution, they're newer characters, and I just haven't fought them as much. I never fought them back when I had 4, obviously, since they didn't exist. I never played 4 Evolution that much. Of course, they are in 5 and 5 Final Showdown, but still, I've played them a lot less than other characters. Oh, I got him turned around. Man, I just couldn't withstand my withering punch spam. Poor Brad. I don't feel bad for him. Ooh. I'm on this side now. It feels weird. Oh man, I was sure that was gonna work. I wasn't sure that was gonna work. What did that? I was trying to throw, I thought, but I just walked into him like a dummy. An actual dummy. Dang it, he starts hunkering his shoulders and I don't know how I can throw him when he does that. Yeah, shoot, he knows how to throw me, okay. Jeez. That was a whooping. He started getting into it that time. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Once he starts shimmying like that, I get freaked out. Throw! No, I'm having trouble because he rocks back. I just have trouble settling into a throw position on him. Hello. Still, that particular vector is not going to be fruitful. Oh. Dang it! That totally backfired. Yeah. Not making much headway on Brad here.
Fight 1. Ready?
Ooh, man. Dang it. I really hope that would hit. Jeez. See, Brad's much more straight ahead. I'm doing all these spins. Brad's just charging right into me. And Brad is winning. So how do I turn that around? Dang it. Yeah. It's really quick to... Jeez. He's really quick to throw, so I was sort of laying back a little on the stick in that round to see if I could sort of play defensively. That didn't work at all. He just totally steamrolled me with fast punches. Oh, now he's got the head fakes going. Not falling for my crazy fakes. Oh, the hook! Man,
Two. Ready?
he's turning into a mean son of a gun. Can hit him pretty regularly with a sweep, but I don't know how I could convert a sweep into some bigger combo.
Fight one.
He's wide open down there a lot of the time, but I don't know what to do with it. Wow. I'm having a real problem getting throw to trigger.
Fight two.
I think I'm just resting my fingers on the buttons or something. It's ridiculous. There we go. Hey Brad, how are you ready for all my little stance sneak attacks? I really meant to roll backwards instead of kicking forwards, but I caught him on a little juke bag. That time. Finally got in a solid counterattack string. I just don't know enough combos to put enough damage on him. I mean, that's the problem with not knowing combos. You can't deal damage in huge chunks, which is certainly useful sometimes.
Ready? Go.
Oh, that's right. So the other new character from VF1 Evolution is this guy, Go Hinagami, and he's a judo practitioner, and I guess he looks sort of like Akira in his gi there, so he is technically the boss in place of Akira in this route. Because Akira was the stage 1 chump.
Fight two. Ready? Go.
It was a strange character. Like, sometimes, especially in Virtua Fighter 5, I think, I find him really tricky, but I never had a problem with him fighting him in 4 when the CPU was controlling him. I don't know if maybe his AI in 4 and I guess maybe 4 Evolution here
Fight one.
was a little weak.
Go.
So I never thought much of him. Back in the 4, I was trying to throw her, but oh, that was a Shun D throw. Oh, wow. Wow, whose move is that?
Ready?
Because Doral, of course, is that generic type of boss who just doesn't have their own moves. They just use moves from... Holy smokes, I guess that must have been a wolf throw. Maybe a Jeffrey throw, but... Man. What was that, like 3 hits? I have beaten Doral. I think on hard, too. I don't remember it being... I mean, that is the fastest she has ever smoked me. That was nuts. I haven't seen at least one of those moves before, that flying scissor kick, which she killed me with in the first round. Who's that from? Pi? I don't know. I don't know. Wow. Well, so that's me getting beat by Doral, just a bonus character, not the boss, right? Just a bonus character, doesn't matter. Anyway, I beat the other characters eventually with Lei-Fei, who plays pretty well. I didn't have, in 4 I had a sort of problem with him where he felt like he was sort of sticking and like didn't want to advance forward, maybe from a crouch position sometimes or something. That was kind of throwing me for a loop, but he was totally smooth here, so maybe that was something they improved for Evolution, or maybe that was just a figment of my imagination and I was trying to succeed in Kumite in 4 with him yesterday. But anyway, so now the next step is quest mode.
Game over.
In Virtua Fighter 5 with Lei-Fei. That'll be fun. Won't you join me next time? And that's what we'll do. So thank you for watching this little video.